Urgent Washington Commanders fans. Do not miss this. What just happened? You won't believe this one. But before we reveal the big news, make sure to subscribe to the channel, because here, we bring you daily videos with the latest Washington Commanders updates. And to not miss anything, activate the notifications. Alright, folks, today we've got some electrifying news swirling around the Washington Commanders, and trust me, you're going to want to hear every detail. The NFL offseason is in full swing, and the Commanders are making moves, stirring up rumors, and positioning themselves for what could be a pivotal season. But what's really heating things up is the potential trade target that's been making waves across the league, Cincinnati Bengals star pass rusher Trey Hendrickson. Yes, you heard right. Hendrickson, who's been a dominant force on the Bengals' defensive line, might be heading to the burgundy and gold, and fans, this could be a game-changer. Now, let's dive into the context. The Commanders have been known for their aggressive offseason strategy, especially under the current regime. They've been making bold moves, acquiring veteran talent to bolster their roster, with a clear eye on maximizing their championship window. Think about it, last season, they managed to bring in some big names through trades and free agency, such as Laramie Tunsil, a proven left tackle, and Deebo Samuel, one of the most dynamic wide receivers in the league. These moves aren't just about filling gaps, they're about building a team capable of competing at the highest level, especially while their franchise quarterback, Jayden Daniels, is on a rookie contract that's still quite affordable. And it's not just about the offense. The defense, particularly the pass rush, is a crucial piece of the puzzle. Historically, the Commanders have struggled to generate consistent pressure on opposing quarterbacks, which is a key factor in winning games in today's NFL. That's why the potential acquisition of Trey Hendrickson is such a hot topic. Hendrickson, who's entering his 30s but still playing at an elite level, could be exactly what the doctor ordered for their defensive line. The Bengals star has been a reliable sack artist, with a knack for disrupting offensive backfields, and his presence would immediately elevate the pass rush, something that's been a concern for the Commanders over the past few seasons. To give you a bit more background, Hendrickson's contract situation is interesting. As of now, he's been a bit disgruntled with the Bengals because they haven't yet extended his deal despite his consistent production. He's entering the final year of his current contract, and naturally, that puts him in a position where he might be more receptive to a trade or a new contract if the right team comes along. And the Commanders, with their considerable cap space, they're projected to have the 6th most cap space next offseason, could be in a prime position to make a splash. They have the financial flexibility to not only acquire Hendrickson but also to lock him up with an extension, especially if he continues to perform at his current level. Now, let's talk about the specifics of what Hendrickson could bring to the team. The Commanders' current starting defensive ends are projected to be Dorrance Armstrong and Clelin Ferrell. Both are decent players, but neither has consistently been a game wrecker. They're solid, but the addition of Hendrickson could turn that unit into a real strength. Imagine him lining up opposite of these guys, creating double teams that free up other pass rushers or forcing offenses to double team him, which opens up opportunities for others. His ability to get to the quarterback, he's averaged around 8 to 10 sacks per season over the last few years, would give the Commanders a legitimate threat coming off the edge. And don't forget, the Commanders lost Dante Fowler to free agency last year, which left a void on the pass rush. They didn't really replace him with a notable player, so upgrading that position makes a lot of sense. Hendrickson would be a perfect fit, especially under the coaching of Dan Quinn, who's known for his aggressive, upfront defensive schemes. Quinn could really craft a defense that maximizes Hendrickson's strengths, turning him into a cornerstone of their pass rush for years to come. Some fans might be concerned about Hendrickson's age. At 30, some teams might hesitate to invest heavily in a player who's nearing the latter part of his prime. But here's the thing, Hendrickson's production hasn't dipped, and his motor remains relentless. Plus, with the Commanders' current roster and their long-term plans, they're in a position where they can afford to pay top dollar for elite pass rushing talent. Remember, they have about 4 years of team control over Jayden Daniels, who's on his rookie deal, so the financial flexibility is there. They can prioritize short-term wins while also planning for the future. This potential trade also fits with the Commanders' recent pattern of aggressive moves. They've shown they're not afraid to shake things up, whether through trades, free agency, or draft picks. Acquiring Hendrickson would be in line with that philosophy. It's a move that signals their intent to be a serious contender sooner rather than later. Plus, the league has been paying close attention to their offseason maneuvers, and the addition of a proven pass rusher like Hendrickson would send a strong message to their rivals across the NFC. Now, let's think about the other side for a moment. The Bengals, who are in a bit of a tricky spot with Hendrickson, might be open to trading him if they believe they can get good value in return. They're a team that's been competitive, and while losing Hendrickson would hurt their pass rush, they might prefer to recoup some draft capital or young players in a trade. For the Commanders, it's about weighing the cost, both in terms of draft picks and cap space, against the immediate boost a player of Hendrickson's caliber would provide. And you know what? The NFL offseason is unpredictable. Sometimes, these kinds of deals happen out of nowhere, and they can completely alter a team's trajectory. The Commanders are clearly aiming to be in that mix. Their front office has been proactive, and the fans are eager to see if these rumors turn into reality. The idea of Hendrickson wearing the Washington colors is exciting because it could mark a turning point for the franchise's defensive identity. But let's not forget the bigger picture. The Commanders aren't just focused on individual players, they're building a cohesive unit, trying to develop a defense that can consistently pressure quarterbacks and create turnovers. That's why a player like Hendrickson isn't just about sacks, it's about leadership, experience, and creating a mentality that opponents fear. His presence could elevate the entire defensive line, bring stability, and add a veteran voice that's been through the battles of the NFL. Looking ahead, the upcoming NFL draft and free agency will be crucial in shaping the roster around this core. Whether the Commanders manage to finalize a trade for Hendrickson or target another top-tier pass rusher, the message is clear: they're aiming high. They want to contend now, not just in a few years. The NFC is wide open, and with teams like the Eagles, 49ers, and Cowboys all vying for dominance, every upgrade counts. So, fans, keep your eyes peeled because this rumor is gaining momentum, and the potential arrival of Trey Hendrickson could be the piece that turns the tide for Washington. Imagine the roar at FedEx Field if that trade happens, the energy, the excitement, the hope that this defense is finally taking shape with a true pass-rushing star leading the charge. It's a storyline that's unfolding right before our eyes, and I promise you, it's going to be one of the most talked about topics in the NFL this offseason. Pause here, just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Washington Commanders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick, and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now, let's continue with the big reveal. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential trade? Do you think Hendrickson would be the perfect fit for this defense? Are you excited about the possibility of seeing him in the burgundy and gold? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the future of this team. Remember, the offseason is just getting started, and we're here to keep you updated on every twist and turn. As we look ahead, the next few months will be critical. Free agency, the draft, roster cuts, and trades, everything is on the table. The Commanders are positioning themselves for a push, and acquiring a disruptor like Trey Hendrickson could be the spark that ignites their defense and propels them into serious playoff contention. It's an exciting time to be a fan, and the energy around the team is palpable. Stay tuned, because I'll be right here bringing you all the latest news, rumors, and analysis. Whether it's the latest injury reports, draft prospects, or insider info on potential trades, you can count on us to deliver the most comprehensive coverage of the Washington Commanders. We're in the midst of a crucial offseason, and every move counts. So, make sure to subscribe, activate notifications, and keep your eyes on this channel because the best is yet to come. In conclusion, folks, the NFL offseason is a whirlwind of rumors, strategy, and bold moves, and the Washington Commanders are right in the middle of it. The potential trade for Trey Hendrickson is just one example of how serious they are about building a roster capable of competing at the highest level. With their cap space, strategic acquisitions, and a clear desire to maximize their championship window, the Commanders are setting themselves up for an exciting future. So, whether this trade materializes or not, one thing's for sure, the team's focus on upgrading their pass rush signals a new era of ambition and determination. And as fans, we should be ready for whatever happens next because this team is on the rise. Thanks for sticking with me through this deep dive. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, analysis, and insider info on the Washington Commanders. Until then, stay passionate, stay engaged, and let's hope for big things ahead. Because in the NFL, anything can happen, and right now, the Commanders are making all the right moves to write their next chapter.